Hey friend, welcome back to day 10 of our Once Upon a Farm Advent Calendar. I almost call it the Seed to Seal calendar every time, but basically that's what it is too. So if you're not familiar with the Seed to Seal promise that Young Living has, it's not just a motto, it's a promise that basically that it is so controlled from the time that we put the seed in the ground to the seal on the actual bottle, right? So it is, for people like me who are kind of control freaks, this is a dream come true. Basically, it just means that I can always guarantee that what is in this bottle is what's going to be in the bottle every time. And it's going to benefit my health and wellness and my emotions every time the same way. Now, it might not smell the same. I will say that. If you don't know anything about plants, seasons can change the way that a plant grows. In a good way and a negative way. It can also change how a flower smells or how, just a bunch of different things. So be aware. I've had that happen before. Like somebody will say like, hey, this blend doesn't smell like my last bottle of this blend. Is there something wrong? Do I need to call? Well, unless it's putrid, like hugely different. No, there's nothing wrong with it at all. It just simply might have been a different season, a different growing season. So anyway, the little farming history there for you. All right, so today we go into chapter 10, all the way over here on this side. I don't know that you can see it. All right, so this is from it's from our Canadian farm. I'll let you get in just a little bit closer here to number 10. Northern Lights Farm and Distillery in Fort Nelson, BC, British Columbia, Canada. And it is one of my favorite farms, especially as of late. They just came out with a brand new collection called the Northern Lights Farm Collection. I can't get the little paper out. There you go. All right, it's one of my favorites because it just came out with the Northern Lights, how do I say this? Northern Lights Farm Collection. So we've always had Northern Lights blacks. Well, I can't say always. Pretty much always. Since I've been with Young Living, they've had Northern Lights black spruce. In fact, I just put it in my diffuser right now. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But I love this. This is one of my favorite tree scents. It's just very grounding. I feel like I'm out in, maybe camping even. Oh, just smells so good. I love the smell of a spruce tree. So anyway, that's not the oil we got this time. I'll talk about that oil group in a second. We got Peace and Calming 2. So I love Peace and Calming 2. I love Peace and Calming 1. But what happened is Peace and Calming is a blend. It's a very popular blend with Young Living. And so I was not around, but the story is that what happened once upon a time is with Peace and Calming, one of the blend oils in the blend basically went out of stock. It was really weird. It was a bad growing season for that particular plant. And so they came up with another very peaceful and calming blend. And Peace and Calming 1 is different than Peace and Calming 2. So some people who like Peace and Calming 1, they're not a fan of Peace and Calming 2 and vice versa. So remember, everybody is different. Every body is different, right? Everybody's olfactory settings here are just a little bit different than somebody else's, and they will change over time. Oils that I never thought I would like, I actually love now. In fact, here's one of my not very favorite oils, and it's jasmine. So for example, I'm not a fan of jasmine. I know some people who love it. It's a very expensive oil. It's a very expensive, has high frequencies. It's very grounding, very florally. It's in a lot of different perfumes. Not my jam. And that's okay. Over time, I've learned to appreciate it a little bit more, but it's just not my jam. Cedarwood is another one that a lot of people will smell and go, oh, cat pee. Great. Yeah, not my favorite right out of the bottle, but you put it in a diffuser for whatever reason, and I smell like I'm walking through Home Depot. I love the smell of wood. That's just my jam. So all of these tree oils are really kind of my thing. Anyway, so same thing with Peace and Calming 1 and Peace and Calming 2. If you're a fan of one, you may love them both, or you might only love one or the other, and that's perfectly fine and okay. So anyway, let's take a look at our little flyer and see what charm we get this time. I can ever get into these. If you watch my other videos, I always have a little hard time. A little bit of a struggle here. Whoop, my little charm's trying to fall out. All right, here we go. With the pristine wilderness backdrop of the northern British Columbia, Canada. Oh, let me start over. With the pristine wilderness backdrop of northern British Columbia, Canada, the Northern Lights Farm and Distillery rests on land free of synthetic chemicals and fertilizers. With a horticulture license and coordination from local governments, the farm also manages the preservation of nearby forests. Very cool. Oils like Northern Lights Black Spruce are from this farm and used in signature blends like Peace and Calming 2. Did not know that Northern Lights Black Spruce was in PC2. That's exciting for me because like I said, I love it. So let's see what is in Peace and Calming 2. So tangerine, orange peel, ylang ylang. I already love it already. Patchouli. Not another one of my favorites, but I do love patchouli and blends. Northern Lights Black Spruce. And let's see. Vetiver, very calming. Cistus, Bergamot, Cassia, and Davana. Ooh, Davana. I learned about Davana even before I realized that it was actually in some of our blends. Big surprise. So anyway, you learn something new pretty much every day if you try. So what is this? It's a tree. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so cool to add to my necklace. Probably not going to be able to see that. These charms are just, I think, too small to be able to see with the camera. So anyway, I love that. Very cool. I know it's a very, very fitting for Christmas right now. So let's talk a little bit about, and those of you who are done with the Advent calendar, you don't want to know anymore, we will see you tomorrow, and so long. But if you want to know a little bit more about the Northern Lights, or I'm not going to be able to say this, the Northern Lights Farm and Distillery up in Canada. This is one of the farms that I really want to go to, actually. They are not that close to us, unfortunately. They're very, very north, and I would love to go up there. But they just recently put out a new at this point, a new little kit with 4 different oils in it. So I believe it's Northern Lights Black Spruce, which is not new to us, and the other 3 are newer to us. So it's a white alpine, subalpine, another spruce, and a lodgepole pine. So my favorite is still the black spruce, and maybe it's just because I love it so much. But yeah, so it's very interesting, some of the different trees that they're working with. So let me tell you though, the reason why they're putting out new oils isn't necessarily for things like smell. So for example, we just recently as a company put out vanilla, and of course vanilla is a favorite. People love the smell of vanilla, and they've been begging for vanilla for a really long time. So Young Living sometimes will put something out for a smell, but vanilla goes with a lot of different things. It's very calming as well. But most of the time when people put out, when Young Living puts out a new oil, they put out for the medicinal, holistic reasons why. So a lot of our oils that are up there in Canada with the different pines and the different trees are very grounding. They have usually have a Native American or Native Canadian, Indian history of medicinal uses, holistic uses, spiritual uses as well. So the next time you get your hands on any one of those Canadian oils, take a look at it and see what it is that's been used in the past, and see how you can now use it for your future. All right, guys, that's it for tonight, and we will see you tomorrow in day 11. Have a great night.